Hey guys, welcome back to Just TV. I am here to talk to you about everything food and feelings. And today we're going to talk about language, which is massively important. So many of the reasons why one would binge eat or self-sabotage or feel a lack of confidence, feel a lack of worthiness, is because you can't express yourself fully. You feel hindered from your expression. And part of that may be limiting beliefs, and part of that may be the actual language that you use. So if you're trying to express something, how do you pick apart what's going on in your head, all that jumbled information, to figure out the exact language that you want to use to express something? One of the things that I suggested to a client recently is journaling. So when you journal something, it's not just journaling. It could be journaling, or it could be like writing a letter. When you write something out, right, you have to use language to get it down on paper, and then you can see how your thoughts are actually working. You can see the language that you're actually using. But not only that, you can go away from the page, come back to it, look at it, and see if what you meant to say, what you wanted to get across, see if that actually came across the way you wanted it to. That's why it's cool when you write a letter to somebody, because you're trying to convey something to them, and then you have to leave and come back to see, would they have gotten it? Could they have misinterpreted this anyway? Was I negative when I meant to be positive? Any of those things. I've done this many times in the past, just, naturally it wasn't something that anybody told me to do when I was younger, but if I was in a fight with my sister, or if I wanted to say something to my dad or something like that, I would often write a letter out to just express, and that's how I discovered journaling and letter writing. And I also want to talk about swear words for a second, because inside all of us is a child. When you see older men say, I feel like a 12-year-old stuck in an 80-year-old's body, or you see any older women talk about how, everything works up here, but body's not working, right? We always hear older people talk that way. And that's because no matter how old your body actually is, there's always this child inside you. And what I mean by that is, we can be adults, we can be responsible, we can be the most highly functioning adults on the planet. And yet we still have the same needs and the same emotional desires as a 9-year-old, a 12-year-old, even younger. And when we swear at that little kid, I call that self-beat up, and it doesn't help. If you think about swearing at a young child, what does that do? It just makes them cry, it makes them feel bad about themselves. Does it correct the behavior? Even if it does correct the external behavior, the thoughts that are happening are not what you intended. So if you're using swear words in your language on the day-to-day, which is something that I definitely have done, totally guilty, and it's something that I'm working on taking out of my language, because I actually realized fairly recently, I guess in the last year, that I swear to myself, and we are all our own worst critics. So if you're nasty to other people, or if you're impatient with other people, or if you are short, and any way of being that you notice about yourself that maybe you don't love so much, that you would like to change, just know that you're probably being that tenfold to yourself. And like I said, the way I discovered that was actually writing stuff down. Instead, I was journaling. Instead of writing a letter to somebody, I was journaling to myself, and basically writing to myself, and noticed swear words come out. And I couldn't believe it, because one of my favorite people and also mentors said to me once, Jess, you are really nasty to yourself. And nasty is a word that my mom used to use when I would be nasty to other people when I was really little. And I know in hindsight now, I know I did that because I was feeling insecure, I was feeling unsafe in my own skin, in myself, and I didn't know how to fully express, so it came out nasty. And then I look at this piece of paper in front of me that I just wrote on, and I was like, wow, Jess, you are nasty to yourself. And that was a big realization. So I hope that you use the tool of journaling and the tool of letter writing and really write down your thoughts. I mean, the magic that happens when you just sit down and journal, give yourself an hour to do it. It really is magic. Just writing down your stream of consciousness, nobody else can give you that insight into yourself. There's no one on the external who can know the reality, the realness, the core of those things that you will see come out of your head onto the page. So that's the importance of language. So if you're, feeling insecure, recognizing your feelings, being aware of your feelings, that's all very important. Pay attention to your language. You can start anywhere you want. Just start. Don't get hindered by fear. Try not to get hindered by your insecurities and all those things. Like, we all have them. I have them. So I hope that helps. I hope this is useful info, and you don't need a prompt. If you sit down with a piece of paper and a pen and you don't know what to journal, you don't need anyone or anything but yourself. You just write down whatever's coming to mind. It can even start with, Jessica told me to journal, but I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm journaling. I don't like journaling. I don't like writing. I like to type, and just go that route. Use that and just let it go, let it flow, and write down everything that comes to mind. If you do this, I would really like to know how that worked out for you. So please comment below, let me know. I would really appreciate that. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's so much valuable info in there. And this is episode 40. I can't believe it, episode 40 already. That's really nuts. Really, really exciting though. And I can't wait for 100. Hey, why not? All right guys, I love you and I will see you soon. Mwah.